What's going on, guys? Happy Saturday evening, everyone. Welcome to this update on Hurricane Hilary and the tropics for Saturday, August 19th, 2023. Hurricane Hilary is still a Category 2 hurricane with 110-mile-per-hour winds. Its minimum pressure is 959 millibars. It's moving north-northwest at 17 miles per hour. This is as of 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. There are now tropical storm warnings up for portions of California. It's the first time this has ever happened in history. There's hurricane warnings up for portions of Mexico. It is going to landfall in Mexico and then eventually go over California. It's going to continue to weaken. It's going to expected to landfall as a tropical storm and not a hurricane. That pressure that is at right now, that's rapidly going to rise. The biggest issue with this system is going to be flash flooding, and yes, there is also going to be a tornado threat as well. Let's take a look at infrared satellite. You can see at the time of this update, there is not even a eye wall with this anymore. The eye wall has weakened, and this storm system is expected to continue to weaken. It's in cooler waters now, so it's not favorable for any redevelopment. And something that we're also watching, here's satellite picture. Look out ahead of it. The clouds go well ahead of this system, all the way up into Idaho, Wyoming, Montana. There is heavy rainfall well ahead of this system, and that is going to cause problems. We're going to see desert areas, see flash flooding. Look at these widespread flash flood watches that are up out in this area. And there are high wind warnings and high wind advisories up as well. Flash flooding is going to be a major concern. Take a look at this. You can see we have heavy rainfall just to the east of Los Angeles and in Phoenix, already Las Vegas. You're starting to see shower and thunderstorm activity overtake your area. I mean, this is serious. We are talking very heavy rainfall amounts. Let's go through the day 1 through 7 precipitation from the Weather Prediction Center here. And you can see here that there are some yellows starting to show up. You know what that is? These orange and yellows? That's localized 7 to 10 inches of rain. We're expecting widespread 4 to 6 inches of rain, but locally there will be 6+ inch rainfall amounts. I mean, there's going to be heavy rainfall. You're going to get into some rare tropic moisture coming off of the Pacific. This is not something that we see happen every day, but it's something that is happening, and this could be disastrous flooding for areas that don't usually see heavy rainfall. I mean, we could see flooding in Las Vegas. Yes, my friends, it's possible. And Lake Mead, it's going to get a good filling from this, because look where this is coming in. It's coming from the Pacific, and it's going to move northward, and with that you have this flow. I'll show it to you again. You have this flow of moisture out ahead of it. Another issue that we are concerned about is the potential for tornado. You can see here there's a marginal risk of severe weather tonight in California, and that's mainly for wind, but watch what happens as I advance into tomorrow. You can see here there's a marginal risk of severe weather. Right now they're going with 2% tornado probabilities. Would not surprise me if this gets upgraded to a slight risk. Would not surprise me if we see a potential tornado watch tomorrow evening in this area, simply because you're going to have the remnant low coming over this area, and with that there'll be some spin in the atmosphere, and that could present a potential tornado risk. Alrighty, we also want to take a look at the latest HRRR model. This was the 18G HRRR model, so it's a little outdated, but it will show us what I'm talking about here. You can see here, as we head into tonight, the moisture will increase. And let's go down a little bit further. Here's the low. You can see it weakens relatively quickly. But look what you have happen here. You have this flow of moisture that really sits over the same area, hour after hour after hour, and then comes the low itself with even heavier rainfall. And I mean, we're talking very impressive rainfall amounts. Even the HRRR, look at this. It is showing excesses of 4 to 6 inches of rain. And look at these little yellow spots here. That is 8+ inches of rainfall. Mexico, I mean, you could see localized 10 inches of rainfall with this system. This is historic for this area. Doesn't happen all that much. Sometimes you get the systems that come off the Pacific, and come in, and that produces heavy rainfall. But this is actually coming up from the south and moving northward. So we are very concerned about flooding. Los Angeles, there could be flooding. San Diego, there could be flooding. There could even potentially maybe be some flooding in Las Vegas, which I think Las Vegas has a higher chance at seeing flooding than Los Angeles. Los Angeles, you're a little bit far west, but you know what? It wouldn't take much for this to track closer to you, so we'll have to watch what happens. Then we come over to this lovely issue. Let's come over here to Tropical Atlantic. Not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 disturbances now in the Atlantic, and we do have Tropical Depression number 6. It just formed this evening. It's expected to remain a depression and move west, and then eventually weaken, but we'll have to watch it. Then we have all these other disturbances. This code red here, which is out in the Atlantic, that's one that's worth watching. There's another one near the Leeward Islands. Then there could be something that develops in the Gulf. I don't think it's going to be anything impressive, but it's enough. It could become a depression, maybe a named storm system. Then we have another wave that's coming off of Africa. Let's take a look at the GFS for a second. And you can see here on the GFS, you can see we have multiple systems. There's the one near the Leeward Islands, right over in here. And then we also have this system here, which is our tropical depression. Then we have another one that came off Africa. You can see the GFS doesn't do much with the Gulf system, but we'll just have to watch all of these systems, because any one of them, there's a lot of moving parts here. You're going to have a high anchored over Canada and the northeast U.S. Any one of these systems could end up drifting to the west, or it could go out to the sea. So we're going to have a really busy period here going forward. And you can see in the longer range, look at this, more systems. And this one right here, this is that initial one that we are watching that is a code red right now. So, there's a lot going on here, a lot of moving parts. I would just keep your eyes open. Right now, the eastern U.S. and the Gulf, you're fine. Will we have to watch that system in the Gulf? Yes, it could bring some rain threats to Texas. Do we have to watch any of these systems in the Atlantic? Of course. But right now, for the next 6 to 10 days, you're in the clear on the Atlantic coast. After that point, we really do need to pay attention. And who's to say that any one of these systems don't, like a light switch, say, oh, suddenly we need to watch it. At this point, that's not the case. But you know what? Just keep your eyes on this, because a lot of times with modeling, models don't pick up on systems too well until they developed a closed, low-level circulation. And then we have seen models change. So basically the point I'm trying to drive here is the tropics are getting active. Start keeping your eyes a little more turned towards what's happening in the tropics, because the waters are very warm. There's a lot of fuel for these systems to get going quickly. We are also seeing a little bit more favorable wind profiles now, and there's more available moisture. So we are definitely looking at the potential for a few named systems in the Atlantic over the next week or two. Alrighty, guys, we'll have another update on Tropical Storm, or what, still Hurricane Hilary. Tomorrow will be Tropical Storm Hilary. We'll have another update on the tropics and the rest of the U.S. tomorrow. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel down below. If you know anyone that needs to see this information or would enjoy watching this information, by all means share this with them. Have a great evening. I will see everyone again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.